Hey guys, this is MoneyB123 coming at you today. Amazon announced their new phone today. This is the Amazon Fire Phone. Today is June 18th, 2014, and they just had the announcement at the press conference just a few hours ago. So I want to go through the specs here real quick for this new Fire Phone. It has a 4.7-inch IPS LCD HD display. So 4.7 inches is kind of the sweet spot, I feel like. I think you start getting over that 5-inch screen, and then you start kind of weeding out the number of people that are okay with that. Not for me. I have a Galaxy Note 2, 5.3, 5.5 inches. Any of those bigger phones, that's what I prefer. But that 4.7 inch is going to be kind of right there, kind of in the sweet spot. It's going to have the IPS LCD HD, so it's not like Samsung's. Not like their screen technology. It's not going to have the deep colors and the deep blacks, but a lot of people feel like that IPS LCD has truer representation of colors in real life, and the IPS LCD have definitely come a long way and can be very good screen technology. Okay, this is a Gorilla Glass HD display. It's going to have a quad-core 2.2 gigahertz processor. GPU is going to be an Adreno 330. It's going to have 2 gigabytes of RAM, which is kind of average today, maybe on the high side, but it's kind of becoming average. There's going to be 2 storage options, 32 or 64 gigabyte storage. It's going to have a 13 megapixel aperture of 2.0 rear shooter. And it's going to have optical image stabilization, and it says it's going to have an instant access button even when the screen's off, so be able to get to the camera very quickly even when your screen's off. It's going to have 4 front-facing cameras for dynamic perspective, we'll get to that in a little bit, and for a wider field of view. Unlimited photo storage, which they say here is going to be cloud storage. So to me, I think that implies that there's not going to be any external storage available. You won't be able to plug in a micro SD card or anything like that. Dual stereo speakers, that's cool. Ships with no tangle headphones with flat cable and magnetic buds. It's going to have a glass back, which to me, having a glass back kind of gives it a premium feel. But then at the same time, you have to put a case on that to protect it from getting shattered. And to me, it kind of negates itself because you have to do something to protect it from being shattered. It covers it up, so I don't know about that. Kind of like on the Nexus 4, I just didn't like that. It made it look cool, but I don't think it's practical. It's going to have aluminum buttons, 9-band LTE, and then they talk about pricing on here, and that's what we're about to get to. Okay, so you can see here that it's got all kinds of pricing options from $199 to $649. So that's obviously on contract, and this is going to be exclusive to AT&T whenever it first comes out. Won't be able to use this on T-Mobile, or you won't be able to buy it through T-Mobile. Won't be able to get the subsidized cost through T-Mobile. So the $199, I believe, is going to be for the 32 gigabyte option. Yeah, and then the 64 is going to be $100 more. And of course, this is on 2-year contract. So $199 for the 32 2-year contract. It's going to be $299 for 64 gigabyte 2-year contract. And then you can buy it without a service plan, and that's going to be just buying it outright. It's going to be $649. So it says item will be released on July 25th, 2014. So let's talk about some of the good things about it and some of the bad things about it. So the one thing they're really playing up is this dynamic perspective. And so in this dynamic perspective, you'll see here in this video is what happens is as you turn the phone, it moves the orientation of the picture where it looks like it's 3D. And to me, that's kind of like the gimmick that Apple used whenever, was it iOS 7, I believe, that they started to do that on the home screen, where when you turned the iPad or iPhone, or it was on the iPad, that the icons would kind of move around, giving it the illusion of 3 dimensions. But I think there was a lot of people who complained that it made them sick whenever they did that, and people were wanting the option to be able to turn that off whenever that's the way it came standard default from Apple. So that's one of those things that's cool the first time you see it, and maybe for the first week, but after a little while I feel like it's just going to become old and you're going to want to be able to turn that off. And I think that's going to be kind of a lot of the stuff that they're offering here is gimmicks. But for some people it'll be cool, and for some people they will really like what is offered here in the Fire Phone. And no doubt there'll be some people who really like this, but a lot of this to me is going to be kind of gimmicky stuff. So that's the dynamic perspective. It also has this Firefly, which in the Firefly is what happens is it you can, let's see if I can find this in the video here. Forgot where that was at. So it's what happens in Firefly is you hold the phone up to like an advertisement or something like that, and it'll read the advertisement. It'll read. You can use the camera to take a picture of a book. It'll search it for you, give you a price on the book. Yeah, here it is right here. So that's what the Firefly is. Is it's just being able to see a product, being able to search it out for you, and being able to give you price and different things like that. So here's one good thing. It includes a full year of Prime, which I think where they go up to $99 on that. So you'll get your $99 worth out of that if you do that, and I do, and I think I'm about up on my subscription for that. So you will get we'll get the free year of Prime. Also, the other thing they have is this Mayday, where you're supposed to be able to call on live and get Amazon. As they say here, 24/7, 365 day a year support on your phone to be able to help you navigate through menus, to help you to do different things on your phone. And so that is one thing. And I know they've offered this on their tablets that they've put out in the last year or two, this Mayday feature, and I've never really heard too much about how good that works out, if it really is that quick, or if you have to sit there and wait for an Amazon expert to come up for a while or something. Of course, in the video when you watch that, somebody's there within 2 seconds to be able to answer the call, and I just don't know if that's the way it's going to happen in real life. Okay, so you can see here they talk about this dynamic perspective, and like in these maps, people were saying in that video I watched that Amazon put out that makes looking at the maps makes it look a whole lot easier. They're able to really navigate through and really get a real good perspective and idea about navigating around. Firefly, Mayday, advanced camera system. Okay, and then here's the deal. This is what Kellen was talking about on Droid Life, that in this screenshot right here, this is the main problem with the Fire Phone. And the Fire Phone runs on Android, but like Amazon does with their other Android devices, their other tablets, is they do everything they can to cover up Android and to cover up Google. They don't want you to see that part of it. They want to use that as the backbone, but then make their stuff be the things that are shining bright out on the front. And this is the problem, that you don't have Gmail, you don't have the Google Play Store, you're going to be using the Amazon App Store. You don't have access to any of the Google services, and so that's going to be the problem. You don't have Google Maps. I don't know what map program they're talking about there. I guess it's Amazon's own mapping program. I don't know why you want to try to do better than Google's map program. There's no reason to try to improve it. It's as good as it comes. You don't get Google Calendar, you don't get Chrome, you don't get Google Drive, you can't get YouTube. So that's going to be one of the main problems with this Fire Phone is that fact right there, is that Google is covered up. But it's what's going to happen is people are going to get this Amazon phone, and then some developers are going to crack that open real quick to where you can have just pure Android running on it. But to me, what's the purpose of that? I mean, you can get other phones for the same price where they are just going to let Android and Google just shine through. So that's going to be for people who care about Google and Android. This is going to be the main turnoff to them. They're not going to be interested in that. This is only going to be enticing to a small subset of people who don't know anything about Android, who don't really care about that. They just like the way this Fire Phone looks and are going to be interested in those different features that they give: the dynamic perspective, the Mayday, the Firefly technology, and some of these other things, these immersive apps and games. Some people will see that and like that, but for us people who who really know about Android, know what Android truly offers. We don't want something that's covering up Android. And like I saw somebody saying on one of those sites that in the comments, it's going to be kind of like the Facebook phone. There'll be a few people that buy it, but it's just not going to have the appeal that Amazon may think that it's going to have. Of course, it could always be proved wrong, and that does happen, so we'll see. But anyways, that's kind of a basic idea behind the Amazon Fire Phone. Neat idea, but trying to cover up Google is going to be kind of the main downfall of this. And trying to put Amazon out on the front of this phone is going to kind of be the downfall of it. So anyways, that's it for the Amazon Fire Phone. Thanks for watching today.